Hello and welcome to another Dragonstorm Studios video. And today we're going to go through the creative process. And step one for today won't even be a finished picture by the time we're done. It will just be a rough where I've worked out some details and it'll essentially show exactly how I draw a picture. There's this misconception out there that everything an artist touches turns into gold, and that is simply not the case. There's tons of examples in my sketchbooks where things just didn't work out, and I think that's why for a lot of artists, the sketchbook is a very sacred sort of place and very personal, one that they don't often share. I've got no problem sharing with you because I have the distinct impression that I've gotten better over time. I'm pretty confident in that fact. So I will gladly show off the things that didn't work out because I realized that there's no pressure there for me. I'm very okay with the fact that my work, doesn't always turn out. It's part of the reality of drawing, I think, for me anyways. So I'm going to draw a picture. Eventually it will be of Beast Boy from DC Comics versus Nega Beast Boy, who's kind of like his cloned alter ego, dark side version of him. And so we're gonna have a gorilla. So Beast Boy's turned into a gorilla here. And that gorilla is going to be fighting off against some sort of dinosaur, like a T-Rex or a raptor or something. So we're gonna focus on that gorilla for today. And what's important to keep in mind is that in your sketchbook, which is a place where you can experiment, I'm not looking at any reference pictures. I'm just kind of drawing based on what I kind of want the picture to look like when it's finished. So this might be radically different from the end result. However, it also might end up being used for my final drawing as well. So it's a chance for me to try stuff out just to kind of get used to the sorts of poses I could be using and angles in particular, trying to figure out exactly how this is going to look. So trying to think of the gorilla's in midair, he's about to leap down on Nega Beast Boy. So again, I haven't looked up any anatomy, so I'm using more human sort of shapes. That might, well, it most certainly will change over time. But that's just it. It's trying stuff out. And for almost every picture I've drawn this channel, I've done a rough first. And admittedly, sometimes those rough versions turn out really well and they end up being used as my final version. But the important part is that the sketchbook is a place where you can try this stuff out. And I mean, depending on who you show your sketchbook to, there's no real pressure involved, really. I mean, that's the joy, the beauty of a sketchbook. You can show or not show people your work. But I get it. Some people are a bit more, not touchy, but more hesitant to show off that sort of stuff. All right, so he's maybe a bit more curved at the back here, and then he's kind of leaping in midair. I'm fairly sure that the legs are shorter on the gorilla there. Part of the inspiration for this also just happens to be the fact that Kong vs. Godzilla, the movie, came out recently, and it's doing really well. I'm really happy for that. I haven't seen it myself, but I look forward to one day watching that. Okay, so that's kind of how I get started. My next step, though, is to hop online and look at some pictures to kind of help me out and to make the anatomy a bit less human and a bit more primate. But happy with how that's looking so far. I will at this point, okay, leave it at that. I will come back in the next video and we're going to talk a bit about the changes I've made and whether or not I start over again from scratch. This one actually is looking pretty good, I think, at this point. So thanks so much for watching that first video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that inspired you to take some risks on your own and have yourselves a fantastic day.